Good morning. We've got a little excursion here, and it's called Darkstar Enters the Bermuda Triangle. And I used to call this the hypotenuse of the Bermuda Triangle from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami, Florida. This is Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Mexico, and down here is Caracas, Simon Bolivar International Airport right there. Here's the Panama Canal. So you see where we are. Here's the Bermudas over here. Nassau is up in here somewhere, and Cuba. And I've been to Guantanamo, and I've been to Miami, and I learned my sonar in Key West, Florida, which is right at the end here. There's Key West. So I did time in Key West, 1956, 55. That was actually 1955. I was 17 years old. But this little flight, only time. We were in a Piper Comanche, and you hear me talk about the Comanche. Yesterday we were flying out of Farmington, which was the return trip going back to Monterey. Our destination in the Comanche was out here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where the owner of the aircraft had a convention. Owner of the aircraft, and also he was my student. He and his wife were both students, and they were both on the flight. Three of us in the Piper Comanche B, 1966 Comanche B. Probably doesn't mean anything. And one thing before we forget, flying down, we stopped off here at South Caicos Island. This is Turks Caicos Islands right here. So a little extension down here is South Caicos International Airport. It was a dirt strip as far as I could tell, and white coral. I think they had coral runway. It was really pretty. We had a sandwich there and then flew on down here to San Juan. Going back, for some reason we decided we didn't want to stop in the Bahamas to go through customs. So we went non-stop. It was 5.5 hours, and I just figured it out. It's 909 nautical miles, which is 1,047 miles. And I just figured out what our average miles per hour. This is 5.5 hours over 1,047 miles is 190 miles an hour. And that aircraft, usually 180 was about what it averaged, so we must have had a tailwind. I remember we went through line squalls through here, so possibly the cyclonic condition anti-clockwise of a low was giving us tailwinds going up to Miami. We landed, I used to say that we landed with 5 gallons on board, and 3 of those gallons were rum, because you could go through the store, the duty free. You could carry booze back, and you didn't pay any tax. So we had 3 gallons of rum on board. We each could have a gallon each. So that's really not very funny, because landing with very little fuel. The owner, of course, paid for the fuel. I never knew how much fuel we took, but all the fuel gauges, all 4 tanks, were sitting on empty. We maybe had 15 minutes of fuel. That's unacceptable for me to have done that. I should have demanded that we stop in the Bahamas, but they wanted to press on. And I was young and foolish. So enough of that. We already talked about what was down here. Part of the Bermuda Triangle is the Bahamas, And this is a famous area where planes have disappeared. A lot of mystery. And so if we go in here on Bermuda, Hamilton, I guess, is the capital of Bermuda, and this is the airport on this end. And that is Bermuda. And as you can see, the triangle goes up there, and there's a lot of crazy stories about just a squadron of airplanes. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 World War II airplanes went missing in here. Well, I'll tell you, some of those storms that you could go into back then, say there were hurricanes, and they could destroy ships, whatever. So anyway, I made it. I'm here to talk about it, and that was back November 20th, 1966 was when I took that flight, and I just added that up. That was 56 years ago. So here we go. We're gonna fly the hypotenuse. I call that the hypotenuse of the Bermuda Triangle. So Darkstar enters the Bermuda Triangle is the title of this tune. This might take a little while, maybe a minute or so to boot up. Now that we've picked the origin and the destination. And in Darkstar, it said, what did it say, 10 minutes, 12 minutes? Well, it takes time to get that thing up to altitude and up to speed, not Mach 9. And another thing about the Comanche, we're flying, maybe 3 to 5,000.
Experimental 527 Bravo Charlie ready at runway 28 west departure.
Okay, I can
Experimental 527 Bravo Charlie altimeter 29.902 wind 28 tree at tree. Departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 28.
So
cleared for takeoff runway 28 experimental 7 Bravo Charlie.
So you can see the course here, 330, 320, 315 is going to be our heading to Monterey along the hypotenuse. So we clicked ready to fly, and now we're lined up for runway 28, which is close to our heading, magnetic heading of 228. The runway actually heads a little more than 285, and we need to get the light changed here. See what time of day. So we're late in the day. We want to get it back to the morning so we don't have the sun in our eyes. Going to the heading westbound. Change that, and we're going to go down to get the afterburners going. After we get going, so we go back outside and get this going, so we don't take all day to go on a 20-minute flight. So here we go. Take the brakes off. Has a little wander to go there, but not too bad. I was anticipating it. And the gear up.
Experimental 7 Bravo Charlie, continue for west departure.
Off of San Juan
Charlie, leaving my airspeed
Airport.
frequency change approved. Flight 69er 10
Now we want to get the
follow the generic on final.
the
28 tree at tree. Cleared to land
afterburners.
runway 8.
There we go. And you can see our course is off to the right slightly. 315.
Wind 28 tree at tree. Cleared to land runway 8.
So there we go, out of San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Number 2, flight 69er 10. Cleared to land runway
Bound,
8 number 2,
heading for Miami.
tree.
We want to change this. You don't need to listen to her. all day.
San Juan Tower experimental flight 27 Bravo Charlie frequency change.
Flight 69er 10 exit runway when able.
So we're heading pretty good. We're already exceeded the sound barrier, which is good. That'll help get us up to so here we go, we're going back in here and up to turn on the battery for the fuel cell and arm the scramjet. There we go. And we're almost 1.5, Mach 1.5. And we should start seeing Dominican Republic. That might still be, let's see here, no, that's still Puerto Rico. Still Puerto Rico. Mach 2, coming up on Mach 2. $20,000 feet. Oh, there goes an aircraft right under us. Okay, now we gotta give it fuel. Okay, there we go. We got those scramjets going. Mach 4. I don't know what all that banging is. That's a sound barrier for sure, but look at it shaking. Look at it in here. I'll move this around a little bit. Mach 5. On course. We're on the hypotenuse of the Bermuda Triangle. This may be Cuba coming up over here, or it could be Haiti or Dominican Republic. Now it's calming down. We're at Mach 6. Mach 6. Yeah, maybe Cuba over there. Okay, we need to get the nose up a little bit here. Okay, we're at 36,000. Mach 5. Gotta get over to the right a little bit. Now we're climbing again. Get it up to 100,000 feet. Mach 6. There's an airliner going past us on the right. Oh, it's going to Miami, but this is the main route. Going back and forth. Now we're 60, we're 6, Mach 6. Gets nice and quiet up here. Now we're ripping. I should have paid attention to getting this thing up to altitude and up to Mach 9. Or 8, Mach 8. Right on course. Mach 9, there we go. Now we can look at our altitude. Yeah, 100. We can go anywhere from 100 to 120. It likes that. Mach 9.7. Here we go. Got it leveled off at 100,000. We'll show you what this thing looked like in the dark with it heating up. Hopefully we won't get it off of you can see the cities. I don't think we're going to see Miami yet. Kind of see some light. There's some light going by. That might be South Caicos Island. Right on course. Okay, enough of that before I get totally disoriented. $90,000 feet, 9.7 Mach. Okay, here we got. So this may be South Caicos right there. Yeah, this is where I landed when we went possibly right on there with South Caicos. This is Turks Caicos Islands, and then Cuba is over in here. And somehow we're on course, and somehow we're staying at 100,000 feet. Now, as we get close to Miami, I got to start thinking about getting this thing back down. And so we'll look here. Yeah, these are the Bahamas. So we'll keep an eye on that, so we know when to shut this baby off. And are we inside the Bermuda Triangle? Now we're right just inside, just barely inside the Bermuda Triangle. And I had close to the same route of flight in that Comanche. And we landed again at South Caicos Island, which was right about right there, to refuel when we went to Puerto Rico. And then here's going back to Puerto Rico right there. So this is the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and then as we're going along here, now we're off of Cuba. Cuba's right there. Stay away from Cuba. And somehow we're holding 100,000, and we're staying at Mach 9.8. This is probably Grand Bahama Island, and I forget exactly where Nassau is. But you can see how Miami's coming in pretty quick here. Bottom of Florida. So when we get to Grand Bahama, we'll start thinking of slowing down. This is probably the best that I've held speed and altitude. I've been this stable. Finally learning how to now it would be fun to, and I'm gonna key on Grand Bahama, but turning the lights out, you're gonna be able to see the lights of Miami in the distance. You should be able to. Not yet. A little too far out. Okay. Coming up on Grand Bahama. Okay, let's turn out the lights. Turn on the lights. Okay, that's Grand Bahama. And we can see Florida right off in the distance there. And we're almost on course. Boy, I just nailed down that 100,000 feet. That's amazing. And we'll look around at the Bahamas. Grand Bahama Island. Let's just see, look back at Cuba. Can't see Cuba anymore. Maybe a little bit over there. It's Cuba. So when I get 100 miles out, going into Monterey the other day, I shut it down too early. And we'll actually see it come in. I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 miles is too far out. I mean, 40 miles may be too close. Okay, and then we'll bring in this map here. Oop, don't want that one. Bring in the chart. Yeah, there we go. Okay, time to slow down. Well, not quite yet. We wanna do this in a record speed here. It's time. It is time. Better put out the brakes. Wow. Put out the brakes. We got to shut off the scramjet. And we'll put off the battery. Okay, there we go. We're going right by Miami. And we're pulling 3 Gs right now, trying to get this thing slowed down. We're getting the sound back. Guess we're out over the Everglades. They'd want to sequence us in for landing. I doubt that they'd let us have a straight in. Okay, we're down to 30,000 feet. Head back out to Miami. Get it back on here. We almost went to the west coast. This may be the Tamiami Trail. When I was in Cuba, I was transferred to New London, Connecticut, so I hopped on a P2V Neptune that was doing night navigation over the Gulf of Mexico. So we flew out Flew out what I thought would be about a 30-minute flight. Yeah, not 30 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. And the P2V turned into about an 8-hour flight. They were practicing night navigation over water. Okay, we're get this a little. Get Miami lined up here. Here we are. We're following some other airplanes in to land in Miami. $10,000 feet. Yeah, that's probably the Tamiami Trail, and this is definitely the Everglades. I've got some pictures out in the Everglades. I went out there with a friend. Actually, it was a client who came in from Miami. He was an attorney. And he was retiring. He thought he'd move out here, but his family is back in Florida, so he never did move back. He never did. Oh, he moved out for a short time. He did buy one house, but we sold it. He moved back to Miami, south of Miami. George, we'll just call him George. Sorry about the overflight, but I'm still learning the idiosyncrasies. Here I can put the spoilers away, the brakes, the air brakes. And in case you're just watching, the tail is the brakes. The vertical stabilizers here splay out to act as a brake, air brake. Okay, we're down to 2,000. We want to stay right there, and we'll watch for the strobe at Miami. You can see the tall buildings downtown. And I think I see a kind of a strobe light here. This looks like an airport there in the distance. And it's time to put the wheels down. So here come the landing gear. There, I got the wheels down. Get a little better look here. Okay. This is where it gets exciting. Little bit of yo-yo. There we go. Not too bad. Okay. Here we are in Miami. Oh, baby. I think we used up the brakes. I think we used up the brakes. Here we go. Miami, Florida. We'll turn off the engines and just take a quick look around. The main terminal over here. Probably way over there. It looks like the top of the terminal building. We're downtown Miami. Anyway, we made it. So, thanks for watching, and we made it around the Bermuda Triangle. We were in it for a little bit there, maybe for 10 minutes. We were in the Bermuda Triangle, and to my knowledge, we didn't disappear. I think I'm still here. Thanks for watching. Take care.